Hello, hello, everybody. We are back. It is Reality Realness with three S's, meeting with entertainment in color. I'm your host, Francis, with my co-host, Tamika Francis, for our Love Island USA Season 4, Episode 21 and 22 recap and review. Tamika, it's been so long, but how are you? And how have you been enjoying these last two episodes without getting a chance to talk about it right away?
I will say 21 was terrible. 22, though, solid episode. We're back.
Okay.
I think they gave us a good edited show. It was longer. We got the full recovery. I thought there was going to be a cliffhanger. I thought like Timmy and Zeta were going to come in and they were just going to stop it there. We were going to see it tomorrow, which is today. And they did not. They gave us full recoupling, and today we get aftermath. I am very happy with how yesterday's episode was handled.
Yes, I mean, I definitely enjoyed that we got the whole recoupling. The recoupling, the one thing I didn't necessarily enjoy about it, and I think it's because of the fact that there were so many people single in there, so it just was like the flow of it was just a little bit off for me. It's like, okay, you are choosing none of the new boys. Let's see if like it just like some other guy to see if he chose somebody or not, but you're not coupled up with it. Like it just like.
Do you think that's the way it was edited, or that's how Sarah handled it? Because for me, she wasn't a good aid here. Like when Sydney was talking about, oh well, I'm still Sydney and I'm single and I'm gonna bounce back. Like the way she then threw it at her to like sit down, like I thought that was dumb. Like I'm like there was no transition like that was caring or that was like reflective
Supportive
of
or
the situation. Like it was not handled well at all.
I kind of blocked Sarah out of the whole thing. I didn't really even remember her being there. I was just looking at who were the couples and how they were reacting, and then the facial expressions of the other islanders that were already out. So I didn't notice specifically, but maybe I'll see it again now and watch it back. Yeah. Hi, Jessica. Thanks for being here. All right, so let's just get.
I will say, I think that was the strength of Ariel. Her when she popped up during recouplings, there was just so much effort in it. I really appreciated her. I really miss her.
Hi, Charlene. Thank you for being here. So let's go back to episode 21. If we remember so far long ago, when was that? Wednesday? Yeah, I guess so. So Courtney and Zeta at the beginning of this episode, I thought was funny and showed a little bit of their friendship, was them pretending that Zeta was so old and she's just kind of hobbling around like she was an old lady. I thought it was cute just seeing their joking around and laughing. Not about guys, too.
Yeah. And I will say, reading and watching and listening to a lot of the interviews after these cast members are like getting cut and blah blah blah. I think that's a lot of what we're missing. We see the basics of it. We see the Zeta, the Courtney. It's all a little bit of Serenity. We haven't really gotten the bromances really heavily.
Oh, well, some of the guys, Chaz, Jesse, and Jeff seem to be kind of a trio a little bit.
Well, so that's the crazy thing. Who is it? Andy said that Jeff is actually really close to Timmy. Andy was really close to Jesse, and because Timmy and Jeff would hang out and then fall asleep, which was hilarious. So I think we're missing pieces of the friendship. It does evolve because people keep coming in and out. I'm not sure if Chaz is close to any of them based on some of.
He's too young, but
yeah,
I think. Okay, now I don't usually laugh at Love Island. Like, it's not usually a show where I find people to be ha 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 type funny. But when Courtney says that she doesn't feel the spark between Jordan and she wants to potentially pursue Chad, and Zeta goes, does he have sandals on tonight? And then the camera guy is just zooming in on Jordan and his Birkenstocks. And Courtney's face, she just is like her soul left her body. The idea of him wearing sandals was so
Offensive.
such a turn off for her. I really was, you could tell, like I'm laughing right now, but I thought it was just so funny. Just like such a trivial thing, but like I understand kind of where she's coming from when something just gives you the ick and like she does not like men in sandals, it seems, and she's like a designer, so or a stylist, so she definitely has her own idea of what is attractive in personal style. And so the fact that she was like not into those bare feet in sandals, she's like, he wasn't even wearing socks. And she's like, that would be better. And she's like, I don't know, but I think so. I laughed. So did you not find it funny?
I didn't even. I would tell you. I told you that first episode.
Even with those two, I thought that they were engaging.
Yeah, no, I was like, I paid more attention to yesterday's episode. I was watching Love Island and Big Brother.
Oh boy.
I will tell you that. But the 21, I was just like, oh my God, like I can't be bothered with this. Like, can we get to the end of this now?
Hi, CJ. Thanks for being here. Well, I love the beginning of that. I laughed quite hard, and I definitely enjoyed seeing Courtney just have like an opinion about something that's not just like deciding to move on to a new guy. So I laughed. Next scene, we see Nadja and Nick in the treehouse. I mean, I know that she said that she's super into him, but I'm not that into him. Like, I don't think that his personality, from what I've seen, is that attractive. Like, he's okay. He's okay looking. He's okay. But that's it. He's just okay to me. But Nadja's all in for him. They talk about his curls for girls. They kiss. And then she wants to know if he wants to share a bed with her tonight. Obviously, he's going to say yes. But
Nick, I think his exuberance is what she's what she's attracted to. He just happy to be there. He's just there so he doesn't get fined. We saw this during the recoupling. He was the happiest Casa boy. It was hilarious. Back to Chad. Chad. I know we're gonna end up doing that.
Sorry, where back to Chad? What do you mean?
We're when she was saying
she wants to pursue Chad a little bit. Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
I'm wondering if Chad is a Gemini because she says she likes Gemini.
He could be a Gemini because they do like the banter that they have between each other. She says at some point in this episode that she actually really didn't need to make out. Like she really enjoyed just having a conversation with him. And so that would lead me to believe that he's an air sign and Gemini would make sense.
Yeah. So she seems to attract.
I haven't found his yet. If you want to give it a go.
I looked this afternoon.
I found a few. Actually, I'll tell you the ones that I've found so far.
Yeah. I tried to find his IG, but I couldn't find nothing. I tried to find his birthday, nothing.
I will check. I haven't gone through all of them yet. So we see Chauncey and Jared kind of vibing, whatever, and he loves her red hair. And so they're deciding that they're going to start working out together. So I don't know. I don't see the vibe, but I like the fact that she's like at least giving him some attention and he seems to be interested in getting to know her. So I don't know if I see like a big spark between them, but I'm happy that he at least has somebody to pursue.
Right. I mean, also they were in the villa for 2 days and we didn't see them talk. And it was just like, okay, this is a quick progression.
Thanks, Kanisha, for being here. We've been waiting to do this as well. Obviously, Wednesday night is a busy night for, shows on television. And then yesterday, my best friend's boyfriend had a dry run of the restaurant that he opened up. And so I had given up my services as a waitress to them so that they could feel confident with serving a lot of guests. So I wasn't able to do this yesterday. So that's why we're doing a double episode today. So thank you for being here. So we have Courtney and Jordan in the treehouse, and we saw this in the the first look, and she kind of gives off mixed messages, I would say, because she's like giggling at him and cuddling to him and kind of saying that she wants to explore things with Chad, but he's still thinking that she's going to sleep in the bed with him. They kiss a little bit, and then she's like, well, I actually want to sleep in the same bed as Chad. And I'm like,
that was so painful. I don't even know how to describe it. I was sitting there like, like, punch him in the face, you might as well.
It was so awkward. Like, and yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to be in that position if I were her. I wouldn't have done it that way, like being all cuddly and cozy. I would have been as distant as possible.
Like, do that on solid ground, please. Like, what?
In the romantic treehouse.
Yeah.
Hi, Realnesss. Woo, last night was actually sad for Jeff and Jesse. I wasn't that sad, really. I know people were crying, but I wasn't crying.
I wasn't sad for Jeff.
I wasn't sad for either of them, to be honest. We'll get to it, though. So Chaz and Gabby are chatting, and she keeps on saying, like, oh, you're so cute. You're so cute. You're so cute. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, I don't think that she likes him. Like, you don't say to somebody that you are very sexually attracted. I mean, maybe you do, but I don't believe that if you're like really like super want to be hot and heavy with someone and be like, you're so cute. You're so cute. Like, cute to me says little brother. Cute to me says friend. Cute to me doesn't, like, if you said it maybe differently, if she's like, oh, you're so cute. Like, or like, oh, you're cute. Like, I don't know.
Like, I want to eat you.
Yeah, like, you're so cute. Oh, yes. Or, but not like, oh, you're so cute. Cute. Like, that's.
I was gonna say, I was like, I don't know. For me, it depends on the cute factor. I might be meaning hot, sexy.
Right. So she didn't. I don't think she did.
It might be the vibe. It might be the vibe.
To me, her vibe was giggly, and you're so cute was, to me, a deflection. Like she just didn't want it to get sexual. She wants to keep it kind of cutesy. Mm-hmm. So that's what it seemed like to me. Like, it doesn't seem like she's super into him. I looked up her sign, and she's an Aquarius as well. Yeah. So the Aquarius says Phoebe, also an Aquarius.
Oh.
So we also have
Pisces.
Phoebe is not going to be able to stand this boy, because what's going to end up happening is he's going to be emotionally like, I don't know what I'm going to do, back and forth. And she is not going to be, she's not going to want to care about this emotional, distress that he's in. She's not going to want to like coddle him and like, are you okay? Like, she's not going to want to do that.
Not at all. His parents will be upset then.
What do you mean?
Apparently they love her, but hate Sydney.
I mean, they hate Sydney because she's sexual, and like they probably feel as though she's entrapping their son. Mm-hmm. And I think that Sydney is more striking and in like a hot, sexy kind of way than Phoebe is. Phoebe is a little bit more girl next door compared, I would say, to Sydney.
What I did not appreciate is his verbiage that he used that kind of knocked down Sydney's looks compared to Phoebe.
What did she say? What did he say? I don't remember.
Where he said that Phoebe's an 11, she has a more natural look, blah, 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 blah. Basically implying that Sydney's not as good looking, I guess, because like she has lip injections or whatever. But my whole thing is, you could have said that in a better manner, and you've also been sleeping with her, kissing her, doing all this stuff with her. This entire, might have had sex with her probably in the hideaway. Like, it just pissed me off.
Hi, T.I. So T.I. says, I surprisingly enjoyed the whole recoupling. Definitely the best part of the episode. So we're still on episode 21, but we'll be getting to 22 very soon. I was proud of Sydney during the recoupling. Yeah, we'll get to the recoupling shortly. Oh, I haven't seen the first look yet, SJ Twix. So we will be getting to.
I don't know if it's that she's getting back with him. They were having a conversation in the first look.
Okay, we'll see. So Chad and Courtney have a. Oh no, so while Courtney and Jordan were where am I talking about? Sorry, Chaz and Gabby were chatting, and then Kat comes up and she's looking for Chad. Chad is up in the somewhere on the terrace with Courtney. So Kat goes up and interrupts Courtney and Chad to go speak with Chad. And then Courtney goes downstairs and starts like bad mouthing Kat to, was it to Sydney? Well, I wrote it down.
It was like a bunch of them in that scene, so I'm trying to remember.
So Courtney goes downstairs and she lets Kat have her one-on-one time with Chad. And
yeah, I just don't remember if it was her and Zeta or her and
it wasn't Zeta.
Sydney.
I think it was Sydney. And I'm just was like, they kept on saying like, oh, how she's such a snake, and she's like, is she really being snaky for the fact that first off, Courtney was wanting to couple up with Jordan. So she thinks that Jordan and Sydney are kind of a thing. She doesn't know that Courtney's already decided. Sorry, Jordan and Courtney are a thing. She doesn't know that Courtney has decided that she's off of Jordan now, and now she's on to Chad. And Kat is also looking for a love relationship. So the fact that, I mean, unless there's other stuff that's going on that we haven't seen,
I definitely think it's that.
I don't think that Kat is doing anything in this moment that's completely out of line with Casa Amor and new guys and trying to find a connection. Like, she wants to have a conversation with Chad.
I mean, I think personally that they don't like Kat. Chaz chose her over Serenity. That's A. B, immediately after that, she's like, basically, she's kind of single. She doesn't really want Chaz. And then it kind of looks like then she's kind of going after one of the men that Courtney is interested in.
But Courtney did just have an overnight with Jordan. So does she know that Courtney has broken it off with Jordan?
But why does she have to be broken? Why does she have had to have broken it off with Jordan in order to be still interested in Chad? Because she chose to.
I don't care if she's interested in Chad. I'm saying, like, why is Chad off limits now to Kat?
No, I'm not talking about the off limits part. I'm talking about. I'm talking about her, the why they think she's sneaky. That's what I'm talking about. And those are the reason why I think they think.
I don't really think that she's been that sneaky. Like, we know, she's sneaky. Like, we know that she wanted to get into the villa. I think that was pretty obvious. I think that she realized that she was kind of with Chaz and he was more into her than she was into him. I think she probably I thought she probably had like a bit of an understanding thought she had an understanding with him that they don't really like each other that much, but we're going to give it a go. I don't think that she thought that he was going to be as into her as he actually was, because she wasn't that into him. And yeah, she's a bombshell. She's also trying to stay into the villa. So I don't think that what she's done, like with wanting to have a conversation with Chad, warrants being called sneaky.
Like I said, I think that there's other stuff going on, but I think she is sneaky personally based on what she did the last couple of days. And then her reaction at the recoupling was weird, because I actually think she wants Jared.
I don't even know where that's coming from. That's also weird. So Chad and Courtney, they had a decent conversation. And so Courtney was pretty gracious when she kind of got up and let Kat have a conversation with them. I did think it was a little bit weird, like her flirting style with Chad. So I need to know if Chad is a Gemini, because he was definitely entertaining the conversation, like the whatever conversation that Kat was having with him, with the whole, what was they saying? what was it? Oh, you can. The tattoo on her arm. You can, you can, you can. And like she got up and does this strut and comes and straddles him and kisses him. And this is after Courtney already asked Chad to be in her bed in the night. And so I thought, I'm like, Chad, like, you're playing with fire here, kissing Kat, like while she's straddling you after you just said to Courtney that you were going to sleep in her bed. So I think that is a little bit too at fault for allowing it to get there, but it's Casa Amor, nothing's etched in stone yet. So, well, I'll give it a mini pass. But what do you think about Chad, actually?
I liked him the first day. I've liked him less and less every day since.
Ooh. So what are the reasons why you've liked him less and less?
I just don't like his personality as much as I thought I would, but that's me.
I think he's kind of more entertaining than some of the guys. Hi, El Francisco. So hello, ladies. How is it that Chaz and Gabby get random? Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. So Deb and Kat chatting. And I guess this was before she went up and to go and interrupt them. And so Nadja joins, and that's what they also encourage Kat to go up and like talk and go like, she's upstairs, she's upstairs. So the girls knew that Kat was interested in Chad at that point. Kat did say before that she really liked about how she needed to like look really far up to look at Chad, and so she did show interest beforehand. I don't know. I wish that they were a little more transparent with what they showed us on the episodes, because it's just kind of frustrating to be watching and having to and making like kind of judgments of people, their relationships and their connections, why they're doing everything, but we're not getting any of the context.
Yeah, like we got nothing that episode. That's another reason why I was like not a fan of that episode. We got so much more conversations in the next episode, and we see that it was also a longer episode. So, like, why can't you guys give us the full 60 minutes and include conversations so we understand what's going on? Because you're taking context out and making us make judgment calls on context, which is why every time people are like, I hate this person, I hate this person, I hate that person, I'm like, yeah, well, I'm not saying I hate them because it's an edited show. I might not be seeing every conversation or context that was going on already. I'm just making like judgment calls on whether I like them or not. I don't like very many people right now, but
So CJ doesn't see any chemistry with Courtney and Chad, do we?
I do.
A little bit. Yeah. I think I see more chemistry with her than with Jordan, for sure. They do seem to have a little bit of a banter back and forth. So I do see he seems to enjoy her personality. He talks a lot about her goofy laugh and like, you know, even when they're talking about like Sesame Street and like his facial reaction when she said like, is that a real street or something like that? And he's like, you don't know what Sesame Street is? Like, you know, he was like, I feel like he was being real with her.
Yeah. And she said that she doesn't, you know, she likes their conversation, which says a lot to me because she hasn't, the last few guys seem to care about having conversation with them.
Right. She only wants to be making out. So I see more chemistry and Chad than with her and anybody else in the villa right now.
Right.
We'll say that for sure. All right, getting to what Al Francisco was saying here. We get a text. Casa Amor Hideaway is open. Chaz and Gabby are being decided to go into the hideaway. And so Al Francisco wants to know, how was it that Chaz and Gabby get randomly chosen to go to the hideaway, but then, well, we'll get to the after part. Okay. I texted you, Tamika, when I was watching this episode. It was late. And I was like, how on earth did you not tell me that I was going to have to witness a Chaz and Gabby hideaway? Barf.
I blocked it out. I'm going to tell you. And the thing is, people are like, oh, this is the first season with the hideaway and Casa Amor. It's not the first season. Remember, season 7, of the UK version actually had a hideaway in it. We just never saw it. We never saw it because they never utilized it. And I'm not sure if it's because did did the Villa win the challenge or did the Casa? I'm not sure. But we never got to see it. But they did have a hideaway because we read it in all the magazines, and I think they even mentioned it that it had that Villa had a hideaway. Never got used. This is why you don't use the hideaway in Casa Amor. That was gross and disgusting. And then the next episode made it even more disgusting.
It's terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible, 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 terrible. I was not into it at all. I also think he's too young.
Yeah.
I don't okay, A, he's too young. Um and there was somebody said in the comments that, like, just because they're young doesn't mean that they're not emotionally mature and that, like, they're not going to have interesting conversations. I'm like, that's true. There's many 21-year-olds that are very interesting and have had what I would consider life experience so that they are able to really provide some really interesting conversations. But the people that are cast on this show are the younger versions of 21, from what I'm recognizing in them right now. And with that, I was even having a little bit of a problem with Isaiah, but Isaiah does seem more mature in the sexual world than Chaz does. It does seem like Isaiah has had a few more girlfriends, relationships, or whatnot. Chaz, it literally seems to me like a little brother that is like trying to act like a man in the hideaway. And the fact that Gabby probably feels like she has to put out in order to stay in the game, I don't think is really fair. Like, they voted her to go into the hideaway with him, but does she really, like, want to go into the hideaway? Like, would she have been like, oh, we need to go in the we need to have a hideaway? No, it's kind of like I felt that she was kind of forced into having an intimate night with him and doesn't necessarily want to be upfront and honest about, like, being like, hey, I don't know how, like, like, having such intimate moments. I just met you, like, but because she wants to stay in the villa, she might have felt that she had to go in there. I don't think that they had sex or anything like that, but I don't know. I don't think that it's right to force two people into the hideaway at Casa Amor because they literally have met each other 2 days ago or a day.
Yeah, I'm not sure about them not having sex though. That conversation they had the next day didn't sound like they didn't.
I guess I just don't picture him, but maybe. What do you guys think in the chat? Did they go all the way?
I was not happy. And I would understand if it was just to you, like if it was like I think they thought it was going to be like a Jesse or a Timmy using it, and that would make whatever progress faster to come back. And the older guys did their job and stayed celibate, go back to their women, and you had this bozo who got basically a hideaway to just have a one night stand with somebody and not bring them back. And notice how they didn't bring the girls into the villa so that they could like blow up their spots. They didn't do a UK version. I just
So Jessica, about Kat here. So hate the game, not the player. In this specific issue, I don't see the problem with what Kat did. They probably aren't that friendly with each other, so it's not an issue of girl code. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I didn't really find a big problem with it, especially from what they've showed us. It doesn't seem like Kat knew that she was interested in Chad more than maybe just having a conversation to get to know him. So we're going to give her the benefit of the doubt a little bit there, I would say. Yeah, Kay's "you can" speech was so cringy. Sounded like Obama reading his slogan. It didn't even sound that good. Okay, so what are these people doing to us? Have they not been listening? We do not want to see Chaz. I need him off my screen ASAP. Me too. And like I don't feel like Gabby was into him because she just kept on being like, "Oh, your lips are so soft like pillows," which I get it. Like, I love like big juicy lips, but like it doesn't sound like she's turned on by him. You know what I mean? Didn't to me.
just that entire scenario was terrible. Like a hideaway. And then you choose somebody that looks very similar to her.
Oh, don't even get me started. We're getting there. We're getting there. I was fuming.
And I'm not even sure because he said, "Oh, her Bella's New York accent got him," which is possible because he's also a New Jersey resident. So maybe location, close proximity, maybe he likes her more.
He felt home.
But then I really feel like he used Gabby.
Yeah. Well, do you know what it felt like to me? I don't know if it actually happens in real life anymore, but like I've always heard stories. I think actually when I read Scar Tissue, like Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers biography, and I believe this happened in his life where his dad bought him a prostitute to lose his virginity to when he was like 12. And so that's what it felt like. It's like the older brothers, older uncles are like getting the younger brother to like get some action in the hideaway with like, the girl, a hired girl. And that's kind of what it felt like to me by them like kind of like encouraging him to go into the hideaway. And I don't think that she did anything wrong, whether she slept with them or not. Like, I don't think she did anything wrong. But we've been saying that kind of how the producers are presenting the Casa Amor girls. It's kind of like they're strippers for a bachelorette party. You know what I mean?
And it just feels like that in the last like 2 years. Like 1 year? 1 year.
2 years, this would be the third year because it was on, remember Mercedes, that whole group, they even said that they felt like they were strippers like for a bachelorette party.
Season 6 of UK was the last time I felt like Casa Women came in and people like actually were using it to see if they had better connections rather than let's use this
to test to see if like I want to fuck another girl.
Yeah, like and then like I keep saying, season 6 we had a bunch of couples that came out of that actual Casa Amor situation that are still together.
Mm-hmm.
The every like other Love Island season that have come after that, and we know season 1 of USA did not have a Casa, so we can't even really count that.
They had high top tables.
Yeah. And even then they brought in the Love Boat and the people that came in on the tugboat. You had who is it? God, crazy girl. And what you call it? They made it to Final Four. So my whole thing is like I don't know what happened in the production ideals, but from that point now I don't know if it's the cast, I don't know if it's production, but I do not like the way that this trend is going. I don't like it. Don't stop doing it. Stop doing it.
Yeah, CJ here also says the hideaway twist in Casa was a bad idea. It just objectifies the girls, in my opinion. Exactly. And look how it turned out with Jazz. So barf. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Why didn't you open the hideaway in the villa too?
Mm-hmm. Well, they didn't win that challenge. I think that was part of the win.
Which is again stupid. The entire scenario was dumb.
Hi Danielle, this season, yes, it is very messy. Hi ET. So these last few episodes have been boring boots. The most recent this episode 22 wasn't boring. I didn't find 21 was boring. I remember I was like sitting on the couch watching it and I was starting to doze off. So like I moved to my bed to watch it and I was taking notes from my bed while dozing off. So
it was bad.
Yes. It was boring. I thought Bella was Gabby. I literally thought that they were the same person. LOL. Same with Chaz, I guess. Me Too Casa is over and I don't even know any names. Yeah, I don't fully know everybody's name. Not fully. So Isaiah, oh gosh, so he's so messed up over whether or not he should bring back Gabby. The guy thinks that she deserves a chance. And Jeff is like super into Phoebe. He's like, oh, she's different, bro. She's different. She's so different. Like, yeah, she's so different. I'm wondering if it's because she's an Aquarius, and Aquarius and Aries they vibe pretty well. Like, is that why Jeff's so plussed about her? Because she's not that good. Like we're just talking elementally or like, you know, zodiac sign wise. They're not very good together.
I don't know why Jeff didn't just go for Phoebe.
I think he doesn't want to step on Isaiah's toes or be second choice again.
Because what he said initially was that it's because she's tall and he's shorter.
There you go. So we hear, oh my gosh, Phoebe being like, so am I just like hopping into Isaiah's bed? So they're getting ready for the nighttime and she's talking with the girls and that's what she's going to want to do. Well, she's probably going to do it. At night, pretty much everyone at Casa Amor is making out. Like, I was like, wow, okay. Make out. Go for it.
Poor Tiger Lily.
What the fuck?
I was annoyed. I'm telling you, I did the entire, so that episode I was shaking my head. And then the next episode, I was yelling at Jeff. It was like, you need to grab a girl and come back to the villa. What the hell did I miss that you think you have this super strong connection with Nadja? Other than
she hugged him in bed once.
I think it's just that she's his type.
I don't know.
I think it's just that she's his type because he was stuck on her.
I mean, I remember thinking she was really beautiful when I first met her. But now, maybe because I don't enjoy her personality, I don't find her to be as pretty as I used to. So I'm not sure. And she could also be one of those women that are a lot prettier in person. But right now on TV, I'm just kind of like, she's okay. I don't know why anybody is going to be like going wild over her, but she's okay. So Phoebe and Isaiah, they do end up kissing in bed. And Shawnee and Jared are also kissing in bed, which I was really, really surprised about. So maybe Shawnee
that escalated quickly.
Yeah, it's like, okay. Talk about working out, now we're making out. So, okay, let's do it. So this is where we learned that the next morning that Courtney just loved talking to Chad and they didn't make out. She's like, oh, we only kissed twice. We didn't make out that much. But like, I really enjoyed talking to him. I was like, wow, okay. What does this mean? I'm trying to decode Sydney talk or Courtney talk. Cause I'm like, what does this mean? Does it mean that you're going to break up with him? Like, I don't know.
Courtney goes where the wind blows.
Maybe. So Deb, though, feels as though she's cheated on Jessie for the fact that she shared a bed with somebody else and she's having a good vibe with somebody else. I mean, I understand that, but Jessie has not been giving you anything. And we're going to get to it, obviously, later, but people are just so... Am I missing something? What is it about Jessie that everybody's obsessed with?
I like him, so I don't know.
Well, then you tell me, because I don't get
I'm
it.
not obsessed with him, but I like him.
But they're just all like, oh my God, like he confessed his love for Deb and he's so into her and like he just needs another chance. And I'm just like, I don't think he's that into her.
I don't think he's into her either. And I don't think they have any chemistry, but I like Jessie. I don't think he's done anything wrong at this point. But
I'm not into him. But okay.
I do feel like Deb was going to choose him. I think she changed her mind when she was standing up there.
All right. Well, getting to there. So Jared talks about Shawnee in the morning and how he's enjoying himself. And she also has stated that she likes him as well. And so, I mean, I'm happy to see. I wish I saw more of their relationship and more of their conversations because I don't see it right now. But if they like each other, good for both of them. So Chaz and Gabby come back from the hideaway and she goes and talks to the girls and he goes and talks to the guys and she tells them like, oh, his lips are like pillows, all this, the same thing that we've kind of heard about it. Anything to say about them relaying their hideaway experience to the men and women?
It should have never happened.
So yeah, we hear from Phoebe that like Isaiah just cuddled her all night long. It's like, okay. I don't know why you're so into him, but okay. Because like this is, I guess, what like for me, and it could be because I'm Aquarius. I'm always interested in the conversation and the vibe and the jokes and the inside jokes and having like your own secret language and vibe with all my friends and all of like my partners. And so I just don't see he brings anything that interesting to the table.
I mean, I don't know because they edit stuff out. From what I'm hearing from other people, he does. So
He
I don't
brings
know.
stuff to the table. Okay. I just like I'm like what are the conversations about? Because like right now, obviously we're in Casa Amor, so it's just like about Sydney and how she's better than Sydney, better than Sydney, better than Sydney, better than Sydney. But like, what? How are you like? Why are you better than Sydney? Why? What are you? What are you bringing to the table, Phoebe? And why are you so into Isaiah? Just because you think
I
you're hot
don't get it.
from day one? Okay, he's hot, but like he's not jumping at the. Is it just the challenge?
I don't know what it is. And who was it? Somebody said,
Is it just maybe it's just to get at Sydney and just being like like I know girls like her. I just want to show that I can get her man. Like I wonder if
I can go with that theory. So on Twitter, somebody said likened their situation to a Shauna, Callum, Molly situation.
say
It's
that again.
saying that
Which sorry,
uh,
which Molly?
season 6, so remember Shauna and Callum were together, and then he went to Casa Amor and came back with Molly, and then he got dumped.
Right, that Molly. Okay.
And they're liking it to that situation, saying that they feel like Isaiah and Phoebe have more in common or on par with or are on par with each other.
She's a lawyer. He's a backup dancer.
And I was saying, I actually think it's the opposite. Like I get it. Maybe you're trying to say because Shauna has a lot of like lip filler and shit in her face or whatever. But to me, the people who are on par with each other are Sydney and Isaiah.
Yeah. I think that they make more sense than Phoebe and Isaiah to me.
Whereas like season 6, I got it. Like when I saw Callum and Molly, I got it. I understood. So when they came back, I actually was on it. But this time, I don't agree with that. Like I really think that Isaiah and Sydney actually on par with each other, and I think they reflect. They just toxic. Like, and I think if they weren't so young, it might not be as toxic.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that if you're going to go with people who are on par with each other, that's not Isaiah and Phoebe.
I agree 100%. So Sydney obviously is upset about Isaiah, and she's chatting with Zeta, and Zeta cuddles her, and you know we get this. Most of Sydney's conversations is like, do you think that he's gonna be faithful? Like I want to say that I'm his boyfriend. Like, ask him to be my boyfriend. I'm just like, girl, the reason why you're so worried about it is because you know that he is finding someone else. You know. So Chad is meditating, and Kat just kind of shows up and decides to end it with Chad, which I thought was also strange. She said that she didn't feel anything from the kiss.
She's a strange bird. I'm going to tell you the truth.
She's Aquarius. Aquarius are weird, some of them. Outside of the box.
I don't even know if that it's that. I just her mechanisms I'm still trying to figure out, and I ain't got it yet.
She's a strange one. Kat though then cries to Nadja about like not finding like a connection and not knowing what to do, and she kind of likes Jared, and I'm like, don't cry to Nadja. Like Nadja's not gonna give you good advice. Phoebe and Isaiah, another conversation, and asking him like, so did you feel anything when you were like lying in bed with me last night? And he's like, his gut is saying Sydney, and that's something that he kept on saying. His gut is saying Sydney. I mean, I understand he's on a TV show, and I'm sure the producers were begging him on to bring back Phoebe, and if he wants to get Sydney back, he will be able to with that, and he'll be able to explore both of them in the villa, whatever they say to him. But his gut did say Sydney, and I think that I don't think that whatever relationship he thinks he's going to have with Phoebe is going to be what it actually is.
Mm-mm.
Because I think that she is not going to want to be part of some triangle.
Who, Phoebe or Sydney?
Both.
Oh, yeah, that's what happened in the first look.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I'll see if I can find it. We'll watch it together. One thing, though, that Phoebe did say is that, like, well, Sydney had 3 weeks with you. I had 3 days. I was like, it's a good point. But, and also what, hold on. I think is what Kanisha was saying here. So Kanisha, I love Sydney, but did everyone forget how she didn't even know where or what? Oh, South Dakota is. Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying, did we forget that Isaiah kind of dumped her on day one. Like she did, like he immediately didn't want to be with her. And then I don't know how they ended up getting back together. And then the whole Andy situation happened. So maybe that's what made him more interested in her. I'm not sure. But he definitely rejected her at the very beginning.
Yeah,
so
he rejected her, said she wasn't opening up. He made her open up. She opened up. Then Andy took her, and then he took her back. And then, and the thing is, a lot of people don't like Sydney. I like Sydney.
I like Sydney.
She's not my
team Sydney.
favorite, but again, I also think she's 21. I don't necessarily agree with like some things that she's done. Like I think she very much opened the door to Andy to take her.
Mhm.
But I do think she's just young. She's 21. Like there's some people who doesn't are just not good at geography, and it depends on what school you went to in the United States. They didn't freaking teach it well. So I'm not even gonna chalk it up to that's her fault. She's 21. She's not probably traveled, explored the US, gone out and had like experiences that would like give her more depth in her being.
Exactly. So I mean, I'm not great at geography. I think I do know a decent amount of US geography, but I don't know if I would have known all of that when I was 21. I don't know. I'm not sure. Geography is one of those things that some people studied it, some people didn't. Some people have traveled a lot, some people haven't. So I'll give it a pass. Some of the geography things, some of them. Like there's some obvious ones. Like there's one on Big Brother where we're just like, she thought that the friendliest place on earth was, what'd she say? Was it Newark? Yeah, I think it was Newark. Like the friendliest place, like the friendliest place in the world is Newark. And it was where was it? Was it Newark? Oh yeah, and it was Denmark was the answer. Yeah. So
That's hilarious.
It's not
That's
definitely
okay.
not new. I know it's not Newark.
That's like, I don't want to be in Newark. I don't want to be in Newark. even if it wasn't Newark, it'd be still closer proximity to New York. And I don't think we're always so friendly.
No, not the nicest place on earth. No. So getting ready for the night, we see Timmy make the toast. Kyle and Deb have a conversation. And he says to her, he's like, well, like, do you think that you're good for me? And I was kind of confused by how he kind of posed this question. So it's like, but she seemed to be okay with it. So if she's okay with it, I'm okay with it. And what am I writing here? Message favorite part of the day. Oh, massage. I don't know. I don't know what I wrote there. But is that when she was massaging he was massaging her butt? No, they were sitting and talking at this point.
No, but did she ask for a massage?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't know what I don't remember right now what I was writing about favorite part of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I mean, they do. I can understand why Deb has interest in him because he's attentive. He has conversation. It's not just kind of dead air with, between them. He states that he's interested in her. And so that feels good. It doesn't feel good when you don't know that the person that you're cuddling up with is interested in you. And so I understand her being kind of enjoying his pursuing.
I don't know if he's necessarily putting in more effort. I do feel
Any
like
effort?
I think he likes some of the same things that she likes. So there's that. I think that might be what's hooking her, and he also likes physical touch, which seems to be her thing.
So Jesse to Timmy, I this is where the internet is all like really team Jesse, and I just feel like he's saying what he needs. He didn't find somebody that he likes more than Deb in Casa. And so then he's saying to Timmy, like, I miss the way she laughs and the way, she's like, and he thinks that there is a connection between them. And I'm just like, I don't know. What do you think about this?
Um, I'm gonna say, to be honest, I don't think Deb found anybody better than Jesse prior to this either. So I kind of think she would have ditched him if she had. I don't feel like they're a good coupling.
Do you feel like there is sexual tension between them? Because Jesse all of a sudden does.
I think he's always said that. He's never not said that. He just said that he's not a physical touch person. Do I believe that? I believe with the right person he probably would be. I feel like, but this is only my experience as a Taurus. With the right person, we are more PDA. With But even still, in certain situations, we're not ever going to be PDA.
People
So
you
I
don't
don't
like.
know. I don't know if, because we were like, oh, well, he won't make out with her in the bed. I'm like, I don't know if I would be making out in the bed in the villa with a bunch of other fucking couples like there either. I don't know.
I mean, I get that, not wanting to have sex in the next to
But
people.
he
That's totally
always
fine.
felt
But
like her kiss was better. He felt like they had such a, that's what I don't see it. But I believe that he thinks it? Possibly.
all right. So Zeta and Sydney have another conversation. This is where we learn that Sydney wants to ask him to be her boyfriend. I'm like, Sydney, read the vibes. You know that he is not coming back single. I know you know in your heart he's not. I know she knows that. I know she's hoping it's not that, but she knows deep down that he's not coming back single. Then we see Phoebe and Isaiah chatting, and she says, like, I just want a chance with you. I just want a chance. He's like, I'll give it to you. And then they kiss. I'm like, all right, give her the chance. Fine. Like, I am interested to see how this all.
I said the same thing today. Solid episode yesterday. I'm actually interested to see how this all pans out.
Mm-hmm.
So good job to the ITV producers on this one. You got me on the hook. Let me see how you make this one work out.
Absolutely. So we're on to episode 22 now. Nadja's having a conversation with Nick. We learned that her name Nadja means hope. They both saying to each other, I'm definitely feeling you. I'm feeling you. Like, I'm really into you. I'm feeling you. I'm really into you. I'm feeling you. I'm like, okay, great. Like, I love show don't tell though, people. Show don't tell. I don't need to hear that you're into somebody. I want to see it. I want to feel it. But whatever, I digress. They kiss. I don't really see the vibe in the kiss. Like, I say it all the time as my barometer for like passion in the villa. Still, like, I can feel the passion between Timmy and Zeta. Like, I feel it, all the electricity. I do. And so if I don't feel that, I can't usually watch, if that makes sense. So I'm just kind of like, okay, I'll watch kind of like this. Jeff and Isaiah have a conversation, and Jeff wants to show his romantic side with Nadja and bring her flowers and like cook for her and stuff like that. I'm like, is he making up a relationship with Nadja that we didn't see, or it's only in his mind?
Must be, because I was on the same wavelength. I was like, I'm confused. Jeff, what did she do to make you think that y'all had a relationship? Like, what did I miss?
When he hugged her in bed. Remember when she pulled her in and be like, "Oh, you're my girl"? Maybe that's it.
Before that, she was about to ditch him.
I know. He wants to take her home to Mama.
Oof, I can see that.
And then saying to Isaiah about Phoebe, she's different, man. She's different, man. I'm like, what does that even mean?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't.
And then, okay, this was the weirdest conversation out of all for the last 2 days. So can you guess which conversation I'm going to bring up that was the weirdest conversation ever?
No.
Courtney and Kat. What is Kat doing? So she goes to like tell Courtney that she's no longer interested in Chad and that she wants to explore Jared, but she's not friends with Courtney like that. At this point, she would know that Courtney and Chad have something going on.
Right.
So I didn't understand this conversation at all. I was thinking like, okay, why is she saying this? Is she just trying to pretend like she wasn't even really trying to pursue Chad, so she didn't lose against Courtney? Like, I didn't understand the reasoning for the conversation. The delivery of it was also quite odd. And
Right.
Courtney just kind of sat there like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Like, she probably didn't understand why she was there either. I thought the whole thing was bizarre.
Like I said, I'm not understanding cats and mechanisms. She like I don't even know if it's like she just is. She's just weird. She's not. I can't even figure out if she's playing a game. It kind of feels like she's playing a game, but then
She's also young.
Yeah, that's also possible too. I was just like, okay, maybe she's just playing a game, and this is, the game she's decided to play because I don't feel like she's really into anybody, which we see, except for Jared. That's the only one she's actually expressed interest in, and he hasn't expressed interest in her, and which is hilarious. And well, no, he did kind of say he liked her, but I don't know if the producers are like, you can't choose Jared, or to Jared, you can't choose Kat. Like, I don't know if that's what was the directive, because it, like, the pivot is weird. The pivot is weird.
So the conversation, I was just like, question mark, question mark, question mark. Then the next weird convo, like out of nowhere, Chaz breaks up with Gabby because he doesn't want to leave Casa Amor with any regrets. This is a regret. Like, you're going to get dragged, I think, for this one, Chaz. Like, the fact that you went to a hideaway with somebody and then now you want to go and pursue somebody that looks exactly like her because you didn't get a chance to talk to her before you went on the hideaway with Gabby.
This is why you don't go on the hideaway. This is why you don't go in the hideaway.
Exactly. T.I. says it's Phoebe and Bella for me. I feel like I saw her for the first time when Chad started talking to her, and I thought that she was Phoebe. I don't know who anybody is. They all actually look the same to me. I mean, they look different, but I haven't figured out the difference between Bella and Gabby.
I can tell the difference between Phoebe, Bella, and Gabby, but they do look the absolute same. And then I think it's also the hair color on Phoebe and Bella are so similar that if you're not, it's kind of like with the Maddie Deb thing that they had. If you're not like looking directly at them, you can't tell the difference. Gabby, I could tell between them. Shanze is easy, but and Tiger Lily. That was it. Did I miss one? Oh, Avery. Yeah, so I actually can tell them all apart.
I find that Gabby and Bella look very. I know who the difference are, but they're very similar, I would say, and I can understand having Phoebe in that mix as well. I do know the difference between them now, but this was after this episode. I didn't know until after this episode who was who. Definitely between Bella and Gabby, their names are kind of similar to me. I guess it's with the double letters. I'm just like, wait, is Bella or is it Gabby or Bella? And then they also kind of look the same. So I just get kind of confused. But I do know now who is who.
Yeah, Bella was easy for me because I know she was the one from New York.
Right.
That was it. And then Phoebe was the lawyer.
Miss St. Pete says Chaz can cook breakfast and has pillow lips. Those are the only compliments he's getting. No depth, all the same.
Absolutely.
Tiger Lily looks like she was in the hideaway. I was confused. Really? I didn't see that. Did y'all watch Serenity's After the Island interview? No, I can't stand them, Elizabeth, unfortunately.
Nope. Give me a wrap up. That's fine. I will not watch those shows.
Sorry. Yeah, I've watched a couple of them and I didn't find it enjoyable. So I see it on the YouTube and I'm like, oh, should I watch it? And I always just say, nah. So I haven't seen it. She goes into detail about Chad's situation, how he studied her upon entering the villa. That's creepy. she also details that she was a trigger. She's trigger shy when Andy didn't pick her, and that's why she didn't step up for Jesse.
She
Oh.
said it's her biggest regret. She
Oh,
said they had
interesting.
like they had a really insane chemistry. Bria said the same thing. Who else does it? Andy said that he wants Jesse to couple up with Serenity after the. So I don't know. They like it was a misconnection at this point.
Yes, definitely missed connection. Get on Craigslist and find that missed connection. Does Craigslist still exist?
No,
No?
a bunch of stuff happened. I think people were dying. No.
Really? Oh, I was actually just joking. I didn't know, I just assumed it was around, but it was just not popular anymore. Wow. Okay. Yikes. Um so yeah, Chaz breaks it off with Gabby, and she took it kind of well, I would say.
Maybe
Um
nothing happened then in the hideaway or wasn't good because it sounded the conversation they had sounded like something happened, but she did take it well, which was weird.
right. Courtney and Chad chat, and they kiss. And she says, "Fucking finally." I want Courtney to have more depth. I like her,
Oh, I
but
like Courtney.
I don't want it only to be about sex with her, because I don't find that interesting. I want to know more about her, and I want to see her have connections with people. I don't only want to see them making out. It's just not interesting to me unless it's electric, and it's not.
Right.
But I'm happy that she's happy. So go and kiss Chad. So then we see Chaz telling Jeff and Jesse about how he broke up with Gabby because he doesn't want to jump Gabby's bones. So that's also why I was thinking, maybe he couldn't get it up in the harder way. Maybe he couldn't get it up.
That's also possible. Listen, something happened. That's all we know.
So at bedtime, Zeta doesn't want to sleep outside on the day bed again, and the girls will obviously want her to sleep inside. I don't know if she actually did or not. Did she sleep with Sam in the end?
Who?
Zeta. I know she didn't want to sleep outside, but I don't know if she actually did or did not.
Oh, I don't even remember who she slept with last night.
Now, was Chaz making out with Bella in bed? So Bella ended up sleeping in Chaz's bed the next night?
And he was kissing her. I was grossed out by Chaz this entire episode. I'm gonna tell you, to be honest.
That is not right. I know you're on, it's like a lad's holiday, but this is gross. You literally had intimate moments with somebody else who thought you were building on at least something. You break up with her, and now you already have someone else that you're sharing your bed with and swapping saliva with. You're yucky to me. So Bella telling the girls about the makeout, and I'm just like, oh my god, now Bella's telling this, and Gabby could hear this, couldn't she? Because wasn't she interjecting, being like, yeah, I think so too, his lips are soft or something like that. She's like, yeah, they are.
She was.
Awkward. So Isaiah tells the guys about how Phoebe has been asking her for a chance. Jesse says that he's not bringing anyone back. Jesse also is whipped by Nadja, so not bringing anybody back.
Jeff.
Jeff. What did I say?
Jesse. I was like, wait.
I meant Jeff. I'm reading Jeff, but I said Jesse.
I was like, did Jesse say he was whipped by Debo?
We hear that Nick. Oops. We do hear that Nick is liking Nadja. Obviously, we're going to see this right after we see that Jeff is all gaga goo goo over Nadja. Mm-hmm. So Nick is liking Nadja. We know that Nadja likes Nick. Mm-hmm. So we know that Jeff is going to be walking into a bad situation, most likely.
Yep.
And I have to agree with Zeta. She's bored by the new boys. She just wants to be back with Timmy. These new guys are boring. They were.
Yeah, they were. I mean, thankfully, I don't even know if it would have made a difference. Thankfully, they didn't send anybody in for Zeta and Timmy, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't want. I want them to be a strong couple. I don't want them to have to face anything else. Just be strong, enjoy your company, and go to the end. It's fine by me. So Courtney now wants to get to know Sam. Excuse me, what's happening?
Yeah, but didn't remember in the beginning I said I thought that Sam would be a good match for her, and then it just like I don't know what's up with her head.
Well, she talks to him and then she kisses him, and I'm like, what? He seemed shocked.
I seemed shocked because I was like, when did this come back? I was like, ooh, am I gonna be right? And she's gonna like actually entertain Sam, and then she didn't.
Well, I just was like, what are you doing? Is it because of the fact that he only kissed you twice, or like what like, I'm talking about Chad? Like, what did Chad do? Why is she already jumping over to Sam? Like, what happened? What
I
did
don't
we
know.
miss?
And the funny thing is, Felipe and Bryce very similar in looks a little bit, but Chad and Sam and Jordan, no, none of them. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what she's doing.
No clue. No clue. So Jared was trying to give advice to Isaiah, and he's just talking about like, so what was your reasons for like coming into the villa, and like, my reasons were for blah 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 blah. Isaiah did not want to hear any of it. Isaiah gets up. Well, Jeff first comes over, and then Isaiah gets up and just goes and flops down on his bed. This is his Pisces. He is going to be wrestling with his emotions. He is not going to be able to handle what mess he's bringing for himself. He's not going to be able to handle it. He's trying to act all tough, but he's emotional. He knows he's emotional. So Chaz is talking to Gabby. What am I talking? I would never. What was I talking about? Oh, maybe because like Gabby was so fine with it. Like I was saying like I would never be as chill as Gabby is in this situation. I mean, maybe it's because she doesn't like him, but I'd be pissed because she didn't necessarily explore any other connections for the fact that she thought that she had something with Chaz, and they went to a hideaway, which usually is reserved for people that are building a connection. And now she gets dumped, and most likely there won't be enough time for her to find another connection.
Weird business.
So Courtney tells Zeta about her feelings for Sam. Zeta's probably just like, well, anything you want. It's a bit much. Courtney, settle down. Or like explain to us what you're doing, because I don't get it. Then we get a text. There's going to be a recoupling. So I thought Casa Amor seemed pretty quick, but I didn't really need any more of it. I'm happy that.
Listen, it was the right amount. Actually, they could have cut it off the night before and not done a hideaway.
The hideaway was too much. Yeah, I agree. Sarah Hyland's at the recoupling. And basically, okay, so I'm get right into it already. So yeah, so Courtney, she says that she likes kissing him, and I wasn't sure who she was going to pick, but she does pick Chad in the end. So I don't know why that storyline of her, I guess maybe just to make it seem like there's some tension, like who's she going to pick? So she picks Chad. Then Kat is wants to stay with Chaz. So she does it, and with the hopes of chatting with Jared. So Chaz comes in with Bella. So Kat is single. Jared comes in with Shawnce.
And I'm like, did they do it in that order? Because Kat must have said that she wants Jared. Like, to me, the order is always the single person. But for some reason, they put Jared after Kat and Chaz. So I was like, she must have told production she wants Jared.
Probably.
She must have told production she wants Jared.
Well, I mean, if we could see it on the episode, we know that they must have seen the footage.
Mm-hmm.
So Nadja chooses Nick. Jeff comes back alone. She was crying and I was rolling my eyes. Jeff's just like, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
For sure.
For sure. Zeta obviously is standing there. Timmy fakes her out. I was like, Timmy, settle down.
She took it well, though. She took it well because she could have wild out in that, like, what split second of him playing around. She could have wild out, but she took it well. She was like, all right, all right, all right.
She just was like, oh. And then he came out by himself, and she was like elated again. Timmy, though, she might have to say something about that. I mean, I'm sure the producers egged him on to do that.
That too, but it reminds me of like Dammy in India. Like, you just, because they just know how the person is, you just gotta kind of take it too sometimes. But yeah.
That's true. She's probably like, oh, he got me. He got me. Okay,
Hmm.
fine. Yeah, she might let it go. I think she will. If she comes back at him, it would be in a playful way, I believe.
Yes, yes, yes.
So Deb comes back, obviously, we know, with Kyle, or chooses Kyle. Jesse comes back alone, and Jeff was pissed.
Deb was pissed. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think Deb was literally going to choose Jesse until she saw the amount of boys walking in with other people. And she was just like, shit, like, I don't think he's going to come back single. So she chose Kyle. Plus Kyle was standing there like looking eagerly at her. I think that's
That's
why
an
she chose
that's an
him.
interesting observation, because she does say, she's like, I thought you were going to choose somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. She paused for a long time. She the
She
way she
looked
was,
scared. Yeah.
yeah, the way her verbiage was going, it sounded like she was going to choose Jesse, and then she just flipped in the last second.
I have to say, though, that was the most personality I saw on Jesse. That, like, when he was just be like, I want the best for her, like, she's the best, she's a great girl, like, he, like, the way that he was, there's something that was, it seemed to me, maybe it was like relief that, like, that he doesn't have to, like, I don't know, I just think he just had so much personality when he was talking about Deb being in another coupling. So
Yeah.
I
I believed him. I'm like, listen, I believed everything he was saying. I believed all his emotions. So I think that's also what people are got pulled into, because a lot of people were upset for him, to be honest.
he's a big boy, and like, I mean, I don't feel as though their relationship was like at that, like a Timmy and Zeta, or even an Isaiah and Sydney, for like it to be so devastating.
Mhm.
I don't personally feel it, but other people do think that they're at that level. So then we see Sydney. Obviously, we know that she didn't choose anybody, and then Isaiah comes out with Phoebe. I felt it for Sydney, because I know she was hoping so badly that he would come back to her. But I think she knew deep down that he wasn't going to.
She
And
said
when he
that.
gets,
She
pardon?
said she said to Zeta, she's like, I told you.
And then Isaiah's like, how do you feel? Like, Sarah said, how do you feel? And he's like, a bit nervous. And Zeta, I believe at that point, holds Sydney's hand, and she's like, you should be. People are coming for Zeta for saying you should be. What do you think about Zeta, like, standing up for her girl? They like, she should mind
I
her
don't
own
understand.
business.
I don't understand what they want from Zeta. She's shown you who she is. Literally, everybody keeps coming out doing interviews saying she was the mother of the house. And if that was like, and if it was my daughter, you would get worse.
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, the first out
Absolutely.
would have started from there.
Absolutely. She'd be protecting her, like more vocally, 100%. But people are just like so angry with her, like piping in and giving her 2 cents, and she should mind her own relationship. So,
Right.
people are so
They
rude.
don't like Zeta. The one thing I did notice that I did not like also with Chaz, he's just a jerk. But like, he walked in and he walked ahead of Bella, and he didn't hold her hand at first. I'm just like, he's a gross guy. Like, he annoys me.
Wait, who annoys you, Chaz?
Yes.
Chaz is he's out. I'm out on Chaz. Hi, Matthew. Matthew, is it weird that I kind of stand Cat?
Probably.
You like people that are a little bit strange. So it's not weird for you, I don't think, because you like people that have interesting sound bites that are like kind of quirky. So I think it's fine for you. Matthew also says Team Jesse Kyle seems super performative. He could be super performative, but I do feel as though he's at least putting in some effort. And I just never felt that Jesse was putting in any effort until Casa Amor. He stated some things. I still haven't seen him putting in any effort. And if he's really that into Deb, like he still has the opportunity to try to get her back. So we'll see what he does.
How long he keeps performing.
Both of them. Both of them. So I loved when Sydney's like, I am not going to cry off this makeup. I'm like, don't cry. It would look terrible, those streaks. I'm so happy that she sat down. And I also love Jeff. Like Fireside with Fireside being like, don't you cry. And I was like, I didn't really like that. He was just like being strong for her and like telling her like, don't break down. Don't break down. You're good. You're good. You're good. Right.
I was just laughing because I kept seeing on Twitter, how is Jeff encouraging Sydney when he was encouraging Isaiah to pick Phoebe and Casa Amor? And I said, listen, at the end of the day, the guys are still guys, and they're going to ride for the men. Mm-hmm. But I know they love the girls in the villa, and they're not going to necessarily want them to be upset. And she did comfort him when he came back and was upset about Nadja. And I was like, oh, will we see a Jeff Sydney?
Fire. Sydney, I mean, maybe Jeff will pick up those pieces and then Isaiah will be irate.
I personally think that's his best option.
I think he could pull Sydney.
They might actually win the game.
Oh.
They wouldn't win over Zimmy because I'm gonna vote for them twice, but
I'm finding a way to get the app on my phone so I can vote for them. So I also love it. She's like, I know what I'm worth, and I'm a girl that doesn't stay single for long. And I'm like, that's true. I don't think she's a girl that stays single for long. So I agreed with her. And she sits down, don't fucking cry. She didn't cry. Don't let him see, please just don't let him see you cry. Don't. Because like unbothered is going to bother him a lot. So just be unbothered. You're Fireside. You can be unbothered.
Yeah.
And it'll drive him insane.
I think that was Nadja's misstep. It keeps being her misstep. What's her sign again?
Cancer.
That's why. It's her misstep. She keeps being so bothered. Mm-hmm. And if she was unbothered,
he would be like,
really wants Jeff, she would get him back.
Oh, easily.
But what she doesn't have the game for him. What she did last night.
Yeah, it was I got to see after a little bit of the after recoupling, some of the aftermath, and she is trying to talk to Jeff. She's like, I think you owe it to me to have a conversation. He's like, I don't owe you nothing. It's like he doesn't owe you anything.
I did agree with her. Was it then or was it the preview where I agreed with her when she's like, but we didn't have that like type of relationship that I thought you would be coming back single. And I kind of got where she was coming from because I didn't see it. I thought he was
totally fine. And what she did was fine. But I also was like, I don't think that she should be expecting him to make her feel better.
No.
That's what I didn't care for. But I didn't see the first look yet. But I definitely think that he doesn't need to have a conversation with her. And I love that it just like sticks it in her. It's like, get out of here, Nadja. Why are you crying? Like you were not interested in Jeff. So like, just let him be. Let him be. So that's pretty much it for the episode. Let's see some of these comments that I haven't been able to get to. Jessica says Chaz has done this BS again. He told Gabby he wanted to sleep in his bed for all of Casa, and that was before they went to the hideaway. Chaz should have fake plastered on his forehead at all times. Jessica. When Chaz said that Gabby wasn't attractive, I was like, look, sir, at yourself. I'm 21 and I would never look in Chaz's way. He's not unattractive, but he's not attractive to me. Wait, Chaz and said Guy was unattractive. I think what he said was that he didn't want to jump her bones. Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think it was a direct like that direct quote. Yeah, Gabby and Bella are the same person. I thought one of them was Phoebe on one of their interviews. Yeah, I only know who they are now. Yep, Zeta did sleep in bed with Sam. Thank you, Charlene. I wish they showed more depth from everyone because there are moments like when Courtney and Zeta wanted to start a charity, but it seems random. I don't know anything about that. Matthew says Chaz wants to be the player villain, but he's just so damn boring that it does not play well on TV at all. Please get him off the show ASAP, ladies. We want him off, but the last time they put the vote to the Islanders and he stayed in the game. If it was up to us, he would have been gone. Maddie and him would have been gone.
Oh my God. Do you know they were going to keep Maddie?
And kick off who?
We don't know who they were going to kick off, but Maddie said that Isaiah and who was up there? Jeff or Jesse? No, Jesse wasn't up there. Who was the other guy? What two of the guys came to her and told her they were going to vote to keep her?
That's shocking. Jesse says, I don't know if it's just me, but I have no sympathy for Jeff. He's delusional or purposely trying to play victim. There's no way he could possibly think that Nadja was going to be waiting for him.
I agree.
I don't know what was going on there. I bet Jesse will now step up and show a romantic side, and him and Deb will be back and coupled up by the next recoupling. If that happens, they could win the game. There's a rumor on Twitter that production has removed Kyle from the villa. I also heard that Deb's family had to reach out to them. We'll see if that's true. Wow. I mean, we were saying that he might just be a little disappearing act, kind of like the Noah situation. So potentially. And if her family is saying like, hey, we don't want our daughter to be in intimate situations with this person, I could see them doing that for sure. So we'll see what happens. I'm sorry, but it's Deb that said that. Deb that said
what?
Deb that said an attractive thing? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I'm sorry if it's Deb that said what Zeta said, she will be praised. Oh, if Deb, yeah, definitely if Deb had said like, what was the line? You should be. Yeah, when he was like, oh, I'm so nervous, you should be. Yeah. Oh, people would be like applauding Deb because she's like such a good friend, and Zeta is like meddling and.
Yeah. But also, people don't like Sydney. They think that she was stalking Isaiah, which was weird. Like had a death grip on it. Same thing they kind of were doing with Zeta, and then now they're like, oh, Phoebe's so much better for Isaiah, and I'm just like, I don't know what show y'all be watching.
Phoebe is not going to care about Isaiah in a hot minute. Once she gets him and realizes that he's probably kind of boring, like it's going to be kind of done. Okay, so should we try to find the first look, or let's see if I can find it quickly.
Oh my God, this bitch.
Who? What? Say what? Say what?
I'm sorry, the live feed is on my TV and Indy is yelling and screaming at Taylor. I don't know what.
Who is?
Indy.
Oh, it's today's nomination, so maybe she got nominated. Oh, sorry if that was a spoiler. I said maybe. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at this. I'm gonna have to chop it up just so I don't get demonetized, but I guess if it does, it's at the end of the video, so it's not that big of a deal. All right.
How are you feeling now?
More than scared, more than nervous, more than, and did I know you didn't have anyone? Yeah. That's not being cocky. I just know what we had.
Why is she here then?
Yeah,
I didn't realize that when he said that to her.
That he said this to her? What do you mean?
Did he know she wasn't going to have anyone? He said, yeah.
No, he said he didn't. If he did know that she wasn't going to have anyone. Is that what he said? Isn't that what I thought he said? Hold on. Let's look at it again.
How are you feeling now?
More than scared. More than nervous. More than, and did I know you didn't have anyone? Yeah. That's not being cocky. I just know what we had.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Why is
Gross!
she here then?
So he's doing that just to make her feel like crap? Like what?
Gross!
So I knew what we had. I knew that you're going to be coming here single.
But
Okay.
I still chose her. Listen, Sydney, don't give him another look.
No.
I still chose to recouple because I obviously thought that person was better than you. That's basically the vibe he's
Better
giving.
than what we had.
I understand he's going through like whatever, but it's like, can you show me just some compassion? Like what? Like this entire time,
You
I've
knew
been
what you're getting
so
yourself into.
understanding
I'm
of
sorry,
everything. Like,
Phoebe.
can you just like give me a bit of reassurance, like something?
I can't take these bombshells. Like knowing exactly the situation that they're coming into. She said that she's better than Sydney. She says that give her a chance. She's in the villa. Like, why is she crying over the fact that he has unfinished business with somebody?
I have no clue. So he is supposed to ignore Sydney?
I guess so. Appreciative that there was no recoupling here last night. Not excited for Phoebe tonight. Oh boy. Okay, let's watch the rest of this.
I really feel deeply for you, so I wanted to tell you that. Either way.
I saw you.
That was cute. I thought it was cute. Like how she said that. I think that. I mean, I think she's playing it. She's playing it well. In my opinion.
Come back single, and I if I cared about Nick, I would have just stayed with him.
All I'm saying is, when I was at Casa Amor, all I did was think about you. And
Jeff, I did not think that we had established any type of like. See, you don't even listen, so like, why?
now I'm gonna listen.
No, you're not.
This is really uncomfortable.
Not listening.
You not listening.
You can't even stay mad
Bro,
at me.
yes, I can.
I did not think I was gonna feel the way I felt when I saw you walk in there alone.
I'm just saying, all this could have been avoided.
I mean,
Is she gonna go back to Jeff? Sorry?
To me, it was guilt, but I wouldn't be shocked if she did. Considering he stayed single for her, she might think it'll be a stronger coupling.
Jessica says the bombshells should prepare themselves for the possibility that your partner may go back to the original partner. Absolutely. It's like very possible. Oh, thank you. Like videos on both channels, please.
Dana.
Thank you, Dana. Appreciate you. Well, we get to the rest of this first look.
I'm gonna post in her chat right now. I'm gonna tell her the truth. She deserves to hear everything that occurred because I know for a fact that Isaiah did not tell her everything. Do you want to hear everything?
Looks like it might be a good episode.
Tell you, I'm here for the fallout.
Me too. Carnage. What is it? I don't want peace. I want problems. Agreed. To Tamika. Nadja only felt guilty, plus she knows he's popular with the public.
That's true. He did not. Which was another reason why I don't know what she was thinking. I think she might have really thought he was going to come back with a girl, because if she thought about it, he's popular with the because remember, he was sitting on the couches while she was standing. She didn't play that well at all.
Anyways, well, that's it for this episode, or these episodes. Are we going to do a late night tonight, or do you want to do this tomorrow? Tonight's episode tomorrow?
Probably better to do a late night tonight.
All right, so I'm going to go live with the boys in about 10 minutes. Oh my goodness. To talk about the Challenge CBS episode 5. And so after that happens, I will watch Love Island next episode 23, I believe. And then we'll go live an hour after that. So probably around 10:30-ish.
That's
We'll
fine.
say. So yeah, we'll go live at 10:30, maybe 11, depending on how long I chat with the boys. Sometimes we talk a lot. So make sure you like both of our videos, subscribe to both of our channels, please, and comment on whether or not you think that Isaiah will stay with Phoebe or if Isaiah will end up with Sydney. I want to know how you think this fallout is going to play out on our screens. I'm actually looking forward to this episode.
Me too.
I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I'll have some at least a little bit of drama.
Listen, finish out the rest of the season strong, people. Strong.
Please. Phoebe better not try to be Sydney's friend. I don't think she'll try to be Sydney's friend, but Aquarius and Sagittarius are good together. I love that combo, that vibe. I have it's like Sarah from Nerdtainment. She's a Sagittarius, and we get along really well. Another Michelle that I do the challenge pods with. She's Sagittarius. We played some game together, and we vibe pretty well. And so they might vibe pretty well. I wouldn't be surprised. So we'll see how things go down. Because it could end up being them bonding over how Isaiah kind of manipulated the both of them. I could see them joining forces and being pissed at Isaiah together. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm interested in seeing that as a storyline. We haven't really seen that happen where the girls become friends and the guy becomes the enemy. We'll see.
True.
So yeah, let's see what carnage happens. Do you have anything to share before we say goodnight or till later?
No, not currently that I could think of, but thanks for joining. Oh, I will be streaming Color Watch Party. I will be streaming the episode tonight.
Yes. Okay, well, we'll see you guys later on this evening for our recap for episode 23. Ciao, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.